Well, inflation has reached a new high at 8.5%. We haven't seen this year-over-year increase since President Jimmy Carter left office in the early 80s. Our Mary Frances Hoots is in the studio now to explain. Mary Frances.
Cindy, it seems to be that last week's prices are even more this week. An increase in wages isn't enough to keep up with the increase in prices, and families are having to make tough decisions on their spending habits.
8.5%. That's how much prices have shot up since this time last year. Consumers all have the same question. When will it go back down? Bento Lobo, a professor of finance at UTC, says inflation is caused by a myriad of factors, which helps us understand how long prices will stay elevated. COVID shutdowns have contributed to a lot of what we're seeing now.
With people staying home, they were building up their savings. They were also getting fiscal stimulus that helped to preserve their income and spending power.
When the economy opened back up, people were consuming more, but there was still a disruption in the supply chain from all the lockdowns.
So you have the classic inflation phenomenon, which is too much money chasing too few goods.
Pretty much everything across the board has increased: food, gas, rent, homes, and interest rates. And businesses are struggling to hire employees, which has resulted in an increase in wages.
Companies have to pass those wage increases on to consumers in the form of higher prices.
The increase in wages hasn't kept up with prices. The wage growth on average rose by 6%, and families across the country are feeling the difference.
Inflation can be very painful, and families have to make choices.
Lobo expects prices to start to decline over the next year or so. He also says that gas prices are more related to what's going on in Ukraine and expects those prices to decline before everything else. In the studio, Mary Frances Hoots, Local 3 News.